Hi, this is Fate Sloan. Hi, everyone. I thought I'd just take a little time out of my workday. Well, every hour of the day is my workday. Most times I enjoy working, call it playing and whatever. But I want to talk about reading and learning, education. I've been trying to educate a lot of people, not only about the basics of cryptocurrency, because 99% of the people do not, 99.9% of the people do not even know what cryptocurrency is, even those who hold Bitcoin and other altcoins. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about education. I don't read as often, books as often as I like to. As you can see from behind me, let me put this up there. You'll see that I have a library filled with books, okay, from nonfiction all the way to a purpose-driven life, all the way to emotional intelligence 2.0. I love Patricia Cromwell, Scarpetta, but I've read all of those books. But lately, in the last few years, I haven't been reading a lot of books. I've been educating myself. But in a way, because of the advent of the internet, I have been learning. I have been educating myself. I spend about 10 hours or more every single night and day reading about topics of interest in terms of emerging markets, where's the industries going, renewable energy, what's all of that about, what's the albedo effect, what's green energy, is that a fad? Wow, what I discovered was it's a multi-billion-dollar industry already around the world, with United States, Germany, Japan, China, and the United States at the top of the mark. Renewable energy, even on the continent of Africa, is a huge market, and many of us don't know about it. And when I'm talking about a market, I'm not just talking about, wow, we're going to save water. I'm talking about a huge market, particularly in the energy storage arena. Not here to talk about that either. I'm here to talk about educating your mind. I'm here to talk about goal setting, things that you do every single day. Once upon a time, I used to be just like many of you out there. I know what my goals are. I know what I want to do. I want to open up a nonprofit organization to do ABC. I know what I want to do. I want to climb the mountains, but you never write it down. You never pinpoint what your goals are or put them down. And so what happens is, and you guys know it's true, raise your hand. What happens is, you never get those things done. Life starts happening around you. But when you find that you write them down, the whole world of possibilities open up for you. And then you start accomplishing things. But one of the critical things is learning. I'm here to talk about MentorBox by Tai Lopez. I'm not selling anything. I'm not an affiliate, I'm not selling anything, but I saw Tai Lopez and Dr. Mehr, Ph.D. guy in the psychology area, talk about what they were providing to us. They're providing books, and it's called MentorBox, and I'm going to show you. I receive every month, you get some books that they choose for you. Okay, and I must be reversed here. I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out. I'll deal with that later. But oh, here it is, MentorBox, and it could be reversed on your screen. And this is the beautiful orange box that all of your books and materials come in. One of the things that we say is we don't have time to read. We just get caught up in doing work, and by that time, we're so engaged in the internet, we can't take our eyes off of our mobile phone, and we stopped reading. See, but I do read online. I do read articles and research and industry pundits and what they're saying. What is Bitcoin and what is Bitcoin Unlimited and what is the impact of Bitcoin Limited hard fork is going to have, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. And so what I'm going to tell you what I got in the box. The first thing they gave me was a package contents card. So let's see what's in my package for this month. A metal presentation band. You get that every month. And it has a USB flash card loaded with memorization videos and audios. I'm not one for memorization and rote, because that is how we teach our children in the public schools and even in the private schools. We teach them to say this and write it 100 times. 1 + 1 is equal to 2. 1 + 2 is equal to 3. 1 + 3 is equal to 4. And they just say it over and over again with no meaning, no practical use of it. Spelling bees, spell all of these words. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. I was one of those nerds, and I used to win spelling bees all of the time. I actually did indeed graduate as class valedictorian in my high school as well. But nonetheless, what you get is MentorBox. You get this flash drive that you put into your computer. See? And on the back, they would tell you the books of the month. Extreme Ownership by Leif Babin and Jocko Willink. Finance Essentials for Entrepreneurs by Professor Naeem Zafar. So that's the first thing you get. Okay, so which is wonderful. And I'm going to do a review after I get through with my studies here. And I'm going to let you guys know whether I think it's worth anything to me. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons from my point of view. But in addition to that, what else? You get instructions for how to use that flashcard, which of course I probably won't need it. Study guide. You have the Extreme Ownership by Leif Babin and Jocko Willink. Let me find that book. Here it is. Extreme Ownership. Okay, how the Navy SEAL, U.S. Navy SEALs lead and win. Okay, this to me is a very valuable book. I only looked at it cursory. I haven't started studying yet, and it's just going to be wow. It's a #1 New York Times bestseller, so I'm looking forward to diving into it. But one of the things, again, you guys say you don't have time to read. What they have on that USB flash drive are study guides and memorization tips, and they also have, let me show you, let me show you what else they have. Start here. Study guide, okay? And it takes 10 minutes a day for 1 month. If you guys can put in 10 minutes a day for 1 month, you're going to get all of the principles out of the 2 books that they are providing us, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to read the books too. I'm not into shortcuts, and I love reading. I do love reading, so this is going to get me back into it. But I'm going to also utilize the study material. So I'm going to be on top of the mark. I don't believe in being average. The second book that they provide us this month is the Fast Start Guide for Entrepreneurs, Finance Essentials for Entrepreneurs. It's a simple guide to understanding and creating financial statements in your business. This is essential. All of you guys hanging around in Facebook, all of you guys in MLM and network marketing, all of you affiliate marketers out there, all of you sole ownership, SOHO, small office, home office businesses, medium size, it doesn't matter. These are things you need to know, even if you hire people to do the work for you. You know, to prevent them taking you to the cleaners, you need to know this stuff, okay? You need to know this. And I know a lot of my colleagues out there are probably laughing at me because they're trading and they know a lot more about trading Forex than I do. And they're like crushing it. So that's a whole nother thing. I'm more of a cryptocurrency trader, exchanger. And I also mine cryptocurrency. So this is going to be good. Naeem is from the Haas Business School and from the University of California in Berkeley. Here he is right there. Okay, so this is going to be great. Okay, clear, relevant, and concise overview on the most important financial considerations for entrepreneurs. We're going to get a guide to making a solid business plan, all kinds of great stuff. I'm looking forward to reading this. Shucks, I can read that, what, 20 minutes? Yeah, I should be able to read that in 20, 30 minutes. Okay, but for those of you who don't want to read, what they have is a memorization booklet that comes with it. Okay, time estimate 135 minutes. That is what? 2 hours and 15 minutes. So this is on the finance essentials for entrepreneurs. All of the major subjects and the principles are laid out here, but they also give you the opportunity to take notes and write it down. I tell you, if you don't take notes, because many of you, just like me, we can read a book, nonfiction, fiction, it doesn't matter, quantum physics, statistics, you know, it doesn't matter, and you may not get it because you didn't write anything down, so your comprehension level is low. This is going to force you to really retain what you're reading. Let's see what else we have here. We also have a memorization booklet for the extreme ownership about the Navy SEALs and leading teams and things of the sort and winning. And so this is something I'm very, very excited about. I'm never excited about finance except for when I'm looking at my cryptocurrency accounts. Then I get very, very excited. I actually mine coins. I'm going to put this over there in the corner. See if you guys can see. See that on the floor? That's actually a little bitty laptop that I just keep on all of the time on the floor in the far right by my camera. And I use that to mine very inexpensive, low difficulty coins, such as Pura Vida coin. I no longer mine it because the price has gone up, so I got about 4,000 of those for free. I mine a lot of the altcoins, utilizing that little laptop, guys, when they are like dirt cheap, like 1 cent and 2 cents and 5 cents before the difficulty level goes up. I mine. I also have Ethereum, Ether. I bought Ether when it was about well, it was $17 I bought it. I looked at my Ethereum wallet, haven't looked in a long time. I was like, holy crap, it's 42 freaking dollars, and I bought it at 17. Ching-ching. Same thing with Bitcoin. I don't hedge Bitcoin a lot anymore. I have like Bitcoin in 3 different separate categories. One for household, one for playing online in different deals, okay, and one for holding. Okay, and so people get all crazy about the price of Bitcoin going up and down and what's going on with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Unlimited and the hard fork and all of that. And then people start selling, and then what happens tomorrow? It goes back up. So you sold low instead of selling high, but I digress. So what else? I just get excited. I have a bachelor's of science from the University of Illinois in quantitative methods. And I tell you, all of that learning for those 5 years, I was working full time, so it took me 5-6 years to graduate. And all of that learning, I don't even like that field, except for a lot of the knowledge that I've learned. I do use it when I'm developing systems, because I went on to get my Master of Science in software engineering, actually in systems management, information management systems from the University of Southern California here in the United States. So that's where I have my master's. But I'm more of a nerd type. I love developing, but I'm like a nerd type with good hygiene and who knows business. That's a weird combination, but that's me. You know, you got to get some business skills. You got to know how to communicate, and you got to be able to manage people and all of those other great things. So what else do we have here? We've got cheat sheets. We've got a cheat sheet for both of the books. Extreme Ownership cheat sheet. That's going to help you. So what they're saying is you don't have to read the books to get the gist and learn what's in these books. And they're saying 10 minutes a day for 30 days. I'm reading a book too. And I'm going to tell you guys, when I come back, I'm going to give you my honest opinion of this package and see whether indeed I'm going to continue to pay every month for the books that they select for me. So this is my first month. And here's the cheat sheet for the financial essentials as well. Okay. And then finally, they have bonus lessons. Okay, there's a corresponding video on how product market fit from Mehr Ph.D., who is a Tai Lopez partner. So I really am interested in product market because I am in the process of building C2C, that's customer to customer or consumer to consumer, and B2C, business to consumer, and B2B, business to business applications built on top of the Ethereum blockchain technology, utilizing building blocks and the structure and foundation they have in place. And I'm going to build a whole system and application around it. I'm going to start with the business to business application. Okay, and then I want to see whether I can create some big data applications for data analytics for corporations, small businesses as well. Then I'm going to take that knowledge, because I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. And then what I learned there, I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to build applications on top of that. It's Ethereum blockchain technology with the smart contracts. I'm going to utilize that to build systems, ecosystems, and communities where all of our people in our communities who are clueless and don't understand money and how it works, all of the unbankable people all around the world, but I'm going to start in our communities, in my community, and teach them about cryptocurrency, blockchain, teach them how to program, teach our girls about etiquette, and teach them all of these great things and make them better people and be productive on this planet. I am so excited about things that I've written down that I'm going to be doing. And with that said, learn, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of things you don't know. Don't feel threatened, because before you knew what you knew, you didn't know it. So all it took for you was to get involved, start reading, start learning. Leaders are readers, and you are too. I also want to show you guys what I've been reading lately. I'm telling you, I'm getting a reading bug. One of the little small books that I use often is by Mike Murdoch, and I know he's a controversial person. No, I don't send money to the Wisdom Center or any of the Christian television stations. I don't even watch TV anymore because I have that smart stream box, Streaming Smart or whatever it's called, where I get loads of movies and shows. But I tell you guys, this talks about your assignment. So I read this all the time. There's not, how many pages? I don't know, like 30 pages or something like that. So I read that often. 7 signposts to your assignment. I keep that with me. Another thing that I've been reading, and when I was in Bangkok, when I was traveling to Bangkok, there was a long flight, 16-hour leg, and then a 4-hour leg at the end from Shanghai to Bangkok, Thailand, Shanghai, China to Bangkok, Thailand. But .com secrets. Russell Brunson is giving this away for free. All you have to do is pay the shipping. So he's giving this away for free, and you can find him in Facebook. You know, he'll get it to you. You see his ads in Facebook all the time. He's the creator of ClickFunnels. This guy had a rather interesting childhood. He was actually enamored and enthused with classified ads, and he used to cut them out as a child. I mean, this guy's crazy. But this is the guy, when you're talking about traffic, when you're talking about A/B testing, when you're talking about marketing, and I'm not just talking about the internet, I'm talking about in general. You know, everybody thinks they're not getting enough traffic. Everybody's trying to drive traffic to their sites, but are you getting conversions? And then he says it's not even about increasing your conversions. So the secrets he called in this book, and he hates calling them secrets because they really aren't secrets, but it's really good. I'm halfway finished. I'm going to finish that up within a day or two because I'm working on some other things as well. Now, what have I just completed? Last night, I just completed Alibaba's World. I bought this when I was in the airport. You can tell because it says $144. That's 144 Shanghai dollars. So I purchased this when I was in the airport less than a month ago between I went from Chicago to Shanghai. And so I purchased this book, and I tell you, it really is a good book. I highly recommend this book, Alibaba's World by Porter Erisman, who's the former VP of Alibaba. He started out as the PR, the public relations man for Jack Ma. Jack Ma was a school teacher, guys. He wasn't a well-to-do guy with money coming out of the wazoo or anything. He was from a family of, they didn't have much. Man, when I kept reading this from where they come to where they've grown, and he kicked Meg Whitman's butt, man. She's the eBay CEO, right? And they had eBay over in China, but the United States did not understand that you just can't take a Western model and dump it over in China. He kicked their roll, but they had some great fights, man. This is a good book, and I learned a lot, so I'm going to be writing the way I memorize things. Remember, I'm going to talk about that. Memorize things by writing them down. So I'm going to write a summary on this book on my blog, and you'll see that on my Facebook page as well. I love it. When I finished this, I couldn't put this thing down, man. I tell you, the last 2 days I couldn't put it down. It is the bomb. So that's what I just finished reading. Yeah, I'm going crazy with reading now. Another book I purchased for 176 Shanghai dollars, Chinese dollars, or yen, or whatever it is, Tools of Titans. Okay, no, it's actually Japanese yen, whatever the money they use in China. Sorry, I don't know. I can tell you what they use in Nigeria, the naira. I can tell you what they use in Vietnam, the Vietnamese dong. I can tell you what they use in Great Britain, the Great Britain pound. I just get confused about Asian countries, but I'll get there. Now, Tools of Titans. This is a huge one. This is my next book I'm going to tackle after I tackle the MentorBox books, because I want to have all of that work done before I get my next box of material to see whether I want to continue. But it's about the tactics, the routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. You guys, you've got to read what the successful people are doing. They all have failures. All of them have failures. But you got to read about what makes them successful. You just have to. And write your notes. Because every time you lose, every time you can't bring somebody into your deal, you get all discouraged and you stop and start crying. Faith, I just don't know what to do. I just introduced my business to a lot of people and nobody wants to join. And my first question is, what are a lot of people? 4. If you don't get off my phone, you got to work it to make it, baby. I'm telling you, you guys sometimes just don't get it. But that's a whole nother video altogether. But Tim Ferriss is a New York, #1 New York Times best-selling author. And they're going to talk about how you can optimize your mornings. Because we work and we work and we work, but we're not being productive. So you're going to show you how to be productive in all of that work you're doing. Cut down on your work and become productive and start doing income-producing activities and start doing activities that feeds your heart and feeds your being. Okay, he's going to use Tony Robbins' priming routine in order to show us that. How to go on the offense in your life like billionaire investor Chris Sacca. How Arnold Schwarzenegger uses psychological warfare and how he made millions before he became a movie star. We talk about the Wizard of Hollywood, Robert Rodriguez, how he turns weaknesses into strengths, how to overcome setbacks and failures like the former Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. So Jocko Willink is referred here, and I've got that book from MentorBox. So how to push through fear and instill confidence like Jamie Foxx. We all have fear. And see, it's not about eliminating fear. It is about being successful and going forward in spite of your fears. How to find and stress test opportunities like the iconic entrepreneur Mark Andreessen. Many of you don't know him. I worked for Netscape as a consultant back in my consulting days. I was what they call a mercenary. They would call me to come in. I don't want to be there for a year. I don't want to be there for 7 to 8 months. I go in, I assess the situation, I fix it, the software piece, and do business analysis, and then I'm out of there. So they pay me the big bucks for that. And so that was Netscape's guy, Mark Andreessen. How to ask questions like best-selling author Malcolm Gladwell. How legendary music producer Rick Rubin uses saunas and tiny homework assignments. That's going to be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to that. How comedian Mike Birbiglia got President Obama to say poo, and how to engage with celebrities. How to get unstuck in your creative work like Paulo Coelho, author of The Alchemist. 60 million plus copies sold. This is going to be great. Tim Ferriss is one of Fast Company's most innovative business people, and he's one of the people who are in the Forbes names that you need to know. So this is going to be something I'm going to be really reading, but not just reading, because then I won't retain that. I'm going to be writing a lot of notes. When you see this book again, it's going to be so raggedy, you're going to think that I picked it up out of the garbage of off the street somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just totally wonderful. Thank you, and I'm going to sign off. It is a lovely day here in the Chicago area. A little cool. Bye-bye, guys.